And to those of you that were not born in the 80s, I need to let you know that Nigeria was once a good country. So I don't want you to lose hopes. Can we all see this table? So what this table is saying is to take us back where you didn't know of, then will bring us to where we are so that we can project into the future. As at 1980, the population of Nigeria was 73 million. The total number of universities we had in Nigeria, total, in the whole country was 10. We only had 10 universities. 10 years after that, the population had gone to 96 million. The number of universities had increased to 25. In 2000, the population had gone to 120 million. The universities had increased to 45. Out of these 45, 25 were federal universities, 17 belonged to state, and 3 belonged to the private sector. 10 years after that, the population had increased to 159 million. The number of universities had increased to 101, with 27 being owned by the federal government of Nigeria. 33 were owned by states. 41 were owned by private sectors. Just last year, our population presently is about 220 million. We are not so sure of the figures. Some people say 229, some say 200, some say 240. But the fact remains that we are above 200 million and we are below 300. The number of universities consists of 63 federal universities, 63 state universities, and 149 private universities, including ours here. I'm going to make a statement that looked like a film show to the people that were not born in the 60s or 70s. In 1980-81, there was no graduate of University of Ibadan that graduated that did not have a job, a letter of employment, a car, and a house before he left the walls of University of Ibadan. But then, the total number of graduates then was about 2,000. As at 1983-84, when I was an active student union activist, we used to say in UI then that 13,000 strong members of this university. The whole population of University of Ibadan then was 13,000. Out of that 13,000, when I was graduating in 1986, 2,002 students graduated from UI. If we assume that UI was probably the largest university as at 1985, and there were just 10 universities, can we assume that the total number of graduates produced by 1986 was probably less than 30,000 students? Even at then, between 80 and 86, things had gone so bad that about 50% of the graduates had nowhere to work. There were no jobs for almost 50% of the students, of the graduates. But unfortunately, nobody saw through those problems. The problems were ahead of us. Let's fast forward that to 2024. Last year, our great country, Nigeria, turned out 600,000 graduates from Nigeria University. The truth of the matter is, we don't have enough vacancies to take on 600,000 people. And I have intentionally left out the graduates from the monotechnics, the polytechnics, the colleges of education, the colleges of health sciences, the schools of nursing. If we add that to the 600,000, I'm sure we'll be close to 800,000, 900,000. So the truth of the matter is that you just have to start thinking before we leave the walls of this university. And I am so glad to tell you, graduates of today, that you are not only fortunate, you are lucky that you have taken what is called entrepreneurship. You know what it is. So the university has prepared you for what you are going to meet outside. If you don't have the jobs, don't feel so bad. Just know that there's something called entrepreneurship. And I'm going to put that in another context. As at 1980, for a country that planned so well for the people coming out of the university, the population of UK was 56 million. 56. By 2024, a country that planned so well, that we all respect, that they planned so well, their population has only increased by 11 million. So, but I will not blame our parents. Probably I would not have been given birth to if we had practiced birth control, because I am the 5th out of 6 children. Maybe my parents would have stopped at 2 or 3. I wouldn't have come to life. So I will not blame the government. But we will not sit down and be complaining. We just have to take the bull by the horns. And that is exactly what your university is doing. You are very lucky. A lot of us did not have this opportunity. Nobody taught us entrepreneurship. Nobody prepared us for the outside world. We just came out of the university and we found out that we didn't have jobs. So we had to learn through the hard way. The next slide, please. The major terms in the lecture of today would be entrepreneurship, which we can define, social problems, which we can define, and social entrepreneurship. I'm sure we'll start wondering, why are we discussing social entrepreneurship and not just basic entrepreneurship? Social entrepreneurship brings empathy into business creation. By the way, I would not like to bore my audience by reading through what I have, because I want to believe it's already produced in the lecture, in the brochure with us. So it would be nice if we go through it. So social entrepreneurship merges traditional business practices with social value creation, aiming to solve societal problems while achieving financial sustainability and empowering communities through innovative solutions. What I have said is that you are creating business, but your main focus is to solve societal problems in addition to profit making. Because any business that does not make profit is no more a business. It has become a hobby. So when we say social entrepreneurship, we are still referring to entrepreneurship as defined in that first box. But at the same time, what we call CSR, you include CSR into your business in order to solve social problems. Let's go. The next slide. Why social entrepreneurship? Why does it matter to us? When we understand Nigerian pressing challenges, the youths, those of us that we can still refer to as youths, we are 70% of the population. I think you agree with me that I'm still a youth. We are 70% of the population. And the employment rate is said to be 33.3%. I am being careful here. I have tried to use the figures from NBS, Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. I am convinced within me that the unemployment rate is close to about 50-60%. But I don't have a research done in that area yet, so I'm not going to quote figures that has not been scientifically proven. Next slide. The role of graduates, the change agents. The graduates can become active participants in societal improvement. What's the real world impact? What's happening in the outside world? Knowledge gained from this institution can drive tangible solutions to issues. Mission-driven businesses create enterprises that prioritize social good and innovation. That again brings us back to social entrepreneurship. Leadership roles, led incentives that foster community growth and development. I don't want us to lose the focus of the topic of today's lecture. Social entrepreneurship as an agent of change and as a tool to address social problems. And when we say social problems, we refer to societal ills. And what are social problems? Social problems. It is said that an idle mind is a devil workshop. So, example of societal, which are social problems. Please don't get confused with societal problems and social problems. In this context, they mean the same thing. So what are the major societal problems we have in this country disturbing us? Poverty, unemployment, insecurity or crime, gender inequality, The major one and the most pronounced, corruption. Lack of access to health care. Lack of education. Terrorism. Election rigging. Laziness. Tribalism. Poverty. Cultism. Bad governance. Drug abuse. Illiteracy. Peer group influence. So what I am saying in effect is that how do we set up businesses that will solve these problems? How do we set up businesses that will solve these problems? Presently, over 40% of Nigeria's population live below poverty line. We've discussed unemployment, rising violence and terrorism create instability. The effect of these societal problems, the social ills in the society. Social and economic inequalities persist, hindering equal opportunities for all citizens. Corruption impacts. Corruption undermines governance, leading to poor public services and mistrust in leadership. If all this exists in our society, we will not have a just society, but we'll have issues with our youth growing up. And if all these problems, malaces, are not solved, they become problems for the larger society. Next slide. Similarities between entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship. So, I said earlier on that basically the only difference is that Mr. A sets up his business purely to make money, and is not bothered about his immediate environment or what happens in the society. Mr. B sets up a business, one, to make profit, and at the same time, to make sure that his societal problems are taken care of. So when we look at the similarities, we'll see that they are basically the same thing. Innovation, both of them will take risk. You cannot start business without taking risk. You have to have strong leadership to set up a business. You must have business skills. You must see opportunities and take advantage of opportunities. You must be able to create value. Next one. The entrepreneur focuses more on profit. I've said that. Contrary to that, go back. The social, no, not this one. The one before this. No, you brought it on now. No. Yes. In contrast, social entrepreneurship emphasizes social value creation, striving to address societal issues while measuring success. Please, let's know the difference. While measuring success through positive community impact and sustainable change in people's lives. A social entrepreneur is bothered more about the social impact of his business. But that does not mean that you won't be thinking of profit. Because you need the profit to sustain your business. You need the profit to pay salaries. You need the profit to do research and development. Next one. Yes. Solutions. We have identified the problems of the society, which I refer to as social problems. What are the solutions? Education and empowerment, good governance, gender equality. An average person will feel that, isn't this the responsibility of government? You are right. But we have found out that government cannot do everything. We have found out that the government is carrying too much burden. We have found out that if the private sector had not come into partnering with government, we would by now be having less than 100 universities in the country. I thank Bishop ADELAKUN and Mama for the dream of establishing this university. You have taken a great burden of government by establishing this university. The next one, please. The next slide. The next slide. Who is? This is not what I want. Okay. If technology fails, my long hand method will not fail. So we have solutions to societal problems in our culture. Education and awareness. If we promote access to quality education for all, we arrange a lot of empowerment programs, cultural reformation, good governance and leadership. I'm not concluding yet. You can't send me out. Good governance and leadership. We are going to strengthen the family and moral values. We are going to employ the use of social entrepreneurship, community-based solution, promotion of gender equality, strengthen law enforcement and justice, health and education, health and sanitation, youth engagement, involve young people in decision making, economic development, technology and innovation, environmental care. Now, how do we use social entrepreneurship to solve societal problems? We have discussed that, but we can use it to create solutions that serve society. Instead of relying on donations or government aid, social entrepreneurship uses business models that generate income, making solutions to be long-lasting. Changing mindsets. They can challenge harmful norms and inspire people to think differently, encouraging self-reliance, education, equality, and so on. Job creation. By starting purpose-driven businesses, social entrepreneurs employ local people, especially youth and women, reducing crime, poverty, and unemployment. So what we are saying is that our eagles of today, when you leave these walls and you become entrepreneurs, you can be employers and you can use the opportunity to change the society. Cultural preservation. They can start businesses and promote local culture, language, and crafts. But I am going to hammer on an area that young graduates usually don't like to hear. Because as a businessman, you must and you need to undergo what we call apprenticeship. I assume it will be easier, much easier for graduates to undergo apprenticeship in their chosen areas than non-graduates or people that did not attend universities. It is one of the requirements of becoming a successful businessman, of becoming a successful entrepreneur. Because, I must say this, not everyone, when I was at the VC's office, I asked him the extent at which entrepreneurship is being taught. And I was impressed with the answer he gave me. But I must say, with my experience in the business world, that not everyone can be an entrepreneur. I'm not even saying that not everyone can be a successful entrepreneur. There are two different things. Not everyone can be an entrepreneur. But every one of us can be great success in life. So what that means is that in as much as entrepreneurship is good, if you don't feel strongly about it, there are 1,001 ways you can contribute to the society. You don't need, you don't necessarily need to be an entrepreneur. And at the same time, I would also like to tell us here that we all make the mistake of perceiving entrepreneurship at the macro level. We look at an item that I want to manufacture, I want to make, or I want to create, and you start looking at the whole object. I would plead with us to start looking at it from the micro level. You may not think of making a car, but you can start thinking of, can I make the windscreen of a car? The Chinese left the Europeans for a long time. They were not going to be in the telephone business. And the Europeans were making the phones. But all the cords, all the chips come from China. So you may think of, please think of the micro level. There had always been a misconception that I must do everything. You don't have to do everything. Look at the micro level. You can just pick something small out of your dream and pick that and put all your energy and effort in that. A very good example is the automobile industry. My very first visit to an automobile industry was in America. And when I got there, I asked for the foundry that made the engines. The man said that we don't make engines there. The engine comes from another state. I asked for the windscreen. We don't make windscreen. Windscreen comes from Triple X. Where is Triple X? Triple X is in Maryland. They are in Michigan. How do you get the seats? Oh, that comes from Boston. So what do? We make the car. I said, but you don't make the car. He said, but we make the car. The car rolls out from this factory. What they do is they couple the efforts of other companies, put them into that mold, the body of the car. They make the body of the car. They make the chassis. Every other thing, including the door locks, including the knocks, including the ignition, were made from another company, from different companies. When you see a car, almost 100 companies are present inside that car. So please, don't look at the macro level. Always look at the micro. We will grow to get to the macro at some point. And I am going to read the apprenticeship thing because that tickles me and it is my area of interest. Graduation is a milestone, but it is just the beginning of a lifelong journey of learning and growth. While academic degrees provide theoretical knowledge, they often don't fully prepare you for the realities of the workplace. The workplace is where apprenticeship comes in a powerful way to gain practical experience. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I know that in engineering we do a lot of IT, industrial training. I don't know if you have introduced it to, oh yes, that is very good. So that's where apprenticeship comes in a powerful way to gain practical experience, build professional networks, and develop skills that can be learned from books alone. According to Lev and Wenger, apprenticeship is a form of situated learning where individuals learn through active participation in a community of practice, gradually moving from peripheral participation to full participation. What they have said there is that in apprenticeship, you are learning on the job. Nobody would give you the responsibility of, if you're a medical doctor, for example, graduating freshly from the university, nobody will give you the responsibility of bypassing the heart, but you'll be part of the surgery. So you are in the peripheral. By the time you spend 4 or 5 years, you will have moved from carrying stethoscope, carrying the plates, to seeing what the surgery looks like. Maybe after 8 years, you will be involved. Your mentor will be telling you then that, Femi, the next surgery you are performing it. That's mentorship. You have to learn from someone. In politics, they call it godfatherism. And it said that apprenticeship is a process of learning by watching, doing and receiving coaching in real world context under the guidance of experts. So please, a lot of businesses have failed because the owners of businesses thought and felt that the only thing needed was finance. It goes beyond finance. You must know and learn on the job. You must know and learn on the job. I always, Mr. Registrar, I hope I still have up to 10 minutes. I always like telling stories. And one of the most interesting stories I cherish, a true life one in business, was the one by my friend that after his retirement from the oil industry in Port Harcourt, he moved back to Ibadan. And he told me that he was going to start selling flour. Why did you think of flour? He said someone told him that in Ibadan they eat bread and that flour sells a lot. He asked me if I'd ever been to Agbeni. And I said yes. He said, don't you see this? Don't you see this? He said, they are the ones making money in Ibadan. And he went into it. And when you retire from a place like Shell or Mobil or Chevron, your gratuity will be something bigger than what a bank can take. So the man took his money and he went to flour mills in Lagos. He had rented 3 warehouses. Thank God he had not built his own, but he had acquired land. So his first order of flour, because he had all the money, he ordered 10 trailer loads of flour. And he told me that he was going to compete with Sumal. That those people that there's nothing they are doing we can't do. He said there's nothing they are doing that we can't do. I will order 10 trucks and I'm going to block all the markets in Ibadan. And he ordered the 10 trucks. And he told me the day they came. And I asked him if he had the market. And he told me the names of all the bakeries, eateries in Ibadan. That he had all of them, up to Ife, up to Ilorin, that they will come here and buy. So, after 3 weeks, 4 weeks, he had not sold a trailer load. So I asked him, why? He said he didn't know what was wrong. That there was something wrong, but he didn't believe that it could be any of these people that were after him. You know, we are Nigerians. We must attribute failure to something, not part of us. We must not say that, we must not agree that we caused the failure ourselves. We must attribute it to our neighbor that does not like us. So he said that he had realized that all these small fries selling flour, that they've gone around the bakeries telling them that his flour was contaminated. So I took it upon myself because, number one, he was my senior in school. Number two, he felt I had experience in business. So he told me, but he did not seek advice from me. So because of that, I knew the right thing to do as a businessman. I went to town and I met bakers. I met people that should be his off-takers. And I asked, I have a friend that does this. They said, is it that man? That he bought flour at the wrong time. That there is yam, asiko shulawa. Nobody buys flour at this time. The yam is cheaper than bread. So for a man that has a family of 10, if you put one tuber, cut it, that tuber is 3,000 or 300. Everybody here, but a loaf of bread now is 3,000. That how many loaves will I buy for the whole house? No. That time to buy flour, we know the time. At this time, it drops. So when I went back to tell him, he said, So the first thing we did was to go to a secondary school in Ibadan that had a boarding house. And I tried to persuade the owner to take bread. And he just confirmed what I was told, emphatically. And the husband and wife said, Femi, we cannot feed the children bread at this season. There is yam, it's cheaper. I said, I hope you have heard. I said, the lesson here is that oil business is different from bread business. In every business, you have to learn. You have to go through tutelage, apprenticeship. When you go out, you see the small boys at Iwo Road, Salvation Army. Even in any shop, what they are doing, even in our parents' shops, if you go to our baggy, the people selling clothes, people learn how to sell clothes. Because there are seasons. There are times you must not buy. There are times you must buy. There are times you need to slow down. They are the ones that will introduce you to your market. So apprenticeship is so key. And that is why we have a lot of children of the rich that will start businesses and it will collapse. Because they felt they would be too big to go and learn under anybody. So please, our Eagles, take apprenticeship seriously. Go around. I was with you about 2 months ago. If anybody is having problem on where to learn or to go for apprenticeship, my number is open. We must learn and we must make it in life. And I went on to put reasons why apprenticeship matters. I said it bridges the gap between theory and practice. It builds marketable skills. One of the advantages of apprenticeship that I have learned is that while you are learning under your master, you are indirectly creating a market for yourself. While you are the boy of this business, you are meeting your potential clients. I know a lot of us, in my own family, our family doctor today was a staff of our former family clinic. But because we liked him, and the day he told me that he had set up his clinic, I went with him. I know women, when they go to make their hair, they always prefer one person or the other. They will say that, when that person, when she sets up her own salon, chances that the customers will move with her is high. I have a place in Ibadan where we used to eat lunch at Adeoyo Junction. Yes. And there was this woman, or let me say, a lady at that time. If you've ever been to, before the advent of Mr. Biggs, Chicken Republic, before they came to Ibadan, we were used to Mama Lagbaja, that's Ibadan. So, whenever we went there to eat, she was such a jovial lady. She was the one that would ask after your family. She was the one that would ask why they haven't seen you in 2 days. She traveled. Did you go out? I mean, we haven't seen you in 1 week. She was so good to all of us. Our customer service was excellent. And when she decided, you see, the good thing about apprenticeship is that it usually doesn't bring fights. As a matter of fact, when you are leaving, your master, by tradition, should pray for you to succeed. He should pray for you. And in some environments, I know my brothers from the southeast, it is their own responsibility to set you up. They will give you the finance you need to set up your business. So that is a way of saying that they are happy with what you are doing. And when the lady left, the first time I went to the restaurant to eat, it was so obvious she was not there because I asked. And the owner of the place said that she had left, that she had done her freedom. And the woman said something that moved me. She said that I would miss her. That means she must have been a great staff. She said, I would miss her. In less than 2 weeks, I moved there myself because I liked that customer service. It got to the extent that it was no more a case of how many people are here with her. Out of all of us, friends that used to eat from our boss's place, it was a case of who else is not here. Because she built up that good customer service, and a lot of people had known her over the years. So it's a good opportunity to start. Your first customer base has been created. So all you need to do is just build on it. So please don't joke with apprenticeship. It expands your professional networks. And I also said that there are lots of misconceptions about apprenticeship. Some may see it as a step backward, but I think the narrative is changing now. Before now, a lot of people felt that there were some jobs graduates should not do. But now, people believe graduates will do anything. When we opened our hotel 2 years ago, and I was going through the list of employed staff, and I saw a waiter, HND. I called my daughter, who was the HR then, and I said, you can't put an HND as a waiter. She said, Daddy, what do you mean? An HND is a cleaner. And she agreed, but the salary is good. I will pay an HND cleaner 200,000 happily, because she will use her sense. She has brain. She knows what to do. Unlike another cleaner from nowhere. So she explained to me, and I got caught in it. And since then, I've noticed the difference. And I saw a hair hostess, and I asked her, and she said, oh, I have an MSc. And I said, you're a hair hostess? She said, yes. And I found out that she's happy. So nowadays, I don't think anybody feels shy about a graduate. I'm a graduate, I can't do this. Please, the bottom line is integrity and your money. As long as you make your money the clean way, do any job. So many successful entrepreneurs and professionals started as apprentices, owning their craft before rising to prominence. Maduka is the owner of Koskaris in Lagos, Koskaris Motors. When he told the stories, he said that his master that brought him from Lagos would leave him in the shop, and anytime he spoke, he would emphasize the meaning of shop. He said the shop is not the shop of nowadays that it is blocked. That now wood. That he will be the only one that will sleep in that wooden shop. And he will, before they came back the next day, he will have set up the wares outside, cleaned the shop, swept the floor. He said initially he hated it. But when he started seeing people that had already gone through the apprenticeship thing and they had become successful in life, he started doing that job joyfully. Today, Koskaris Maduka is one of the biggest automobile in the automobile sector in Nigeria. Koskaris Motors. There's nothing you can do about it. And how do we approach apprenticeship? How do you approach apprenticeship? We have to identify skilled professionals or organizations in your area of interest. Don't be shy. Please, don't be shy. If you are interested in any industry, approach the person. Please, good afternoon, sir. This is my name. I'm a product of Dominion University. I served at this place. I would love to make a career in this area. Please, can I be coming here after work or every day to learn how you produce nylon? Nobody will beat you. Oh, how many hours do you have in a day to do that? They will give you space. Be proactive. Approach with eagerness to learn and contribute. Treat the apprenticeship as a serious commitment. Use the opportunity to ask questions, observe, and be initiative. Before I get to a call to action for graduating class, I will tell you something. Please, you will need one another. You will need yourselves. If you have any friend while leaving the walls of this university, not only your classmates, not only your lecturers, even your gatesmen, even the porters, you will need somebody in future. Please go and meet the person. If you have offended anybody, tell the person that I am sorry. Please, I don't want to lose you as a friend. Let us continue to be friends. Someone told me that he was the gatesman in his father's house while growing up, that introduced him to a big business at the Federal Ministry of Water Resources. A gatesman that his father employed. Networking. I tell people, networking is next to integrity. Networking. Don't lose any friend. I love grace. Grace abounds. Networking is good. I am going to share the various sectors of the economy presently in Nigeria. It is not static, it's dynamic. Many years ago, there was nothing called cybersecurity. So new areas will continue to emerge. But for now, please focus on these areas. The areas I've identified in Nigeria's economy. Look for it and see the area where you want to play and key into it and be focused. Agric and agric business, construction, finance and insurance, ICT, energy, oil and gas, healthcare, manufacturing, education, entertainment, tourism, transportation, logistic, mining, and of course, trading. These are presently the identifiable sectors of Nigerian economy that we can all key into. Just look at them, and as I said earlier on, you may not necessarily look at the macro level. You can look at what you want to do to support a particular business and do it. And it's usually a good way to start small and you grow big. So, dear graduates, I call this a call to action for the graduating class. As you proudly wear your academic gowns today, I guess it's tomorrow. Remember, your education is not just a personal milestone, but a collective investment Nigeria has poured into you through your families, educators, communities, and public institutions. Now it's your turn to give back. It's a great responsibility. You have to give back. A lot has been given unto you. A lot has been invested unto you. You have to plan to give back to the society. So you have to take a moment to reflect. How can I apply my degree to reduce unemployment in my community? What innovative contributions can I make in different sectors of the economy? How can I build solutions that not only address today's challenges, but lay the groundwork for a better tomorrow? The way you answer these questions may shape not only your personal journey, but the future direction of our nation. In conclusion, Convocation is more than a ceremony, it is a turning point. It marks the shift from learning to action, from potential to purpose. Gone are the days when the only goal after graduation was to get a secure job in a government office or big company. Nigeria now needs young minds who will create solutions and not just wait for opportunities. Graduates, don't let your academic achievement end with a certificate. Embrace apprenticeship. I don't know why I keep saying apprenticeship. Maybe I should say I'm being led. Embrace apprenticeship as a vital step toward building a successful and fulfilling career. It is not just about learning skills, but also about growing your confidence, resilience, and understanding of your chosen industry. By choosing apprenticeship, you invest in yourself and your future, transforming knowledge into action and dreams into reality. As graduates, you are stepping into a world that needs your innovation, courage, and compassion. Social entrepreneurship gives you the opportunity to meet real needs in your community through creative, sustainable solutions. Success is not defined by titles or possessions, but by the positive impact you make on others. Nigeria's future depends on individuals like you. Those who are willing to lead, to solve problems, and to turn challenges into opportunities. So, go forward with confidence. Let your education be a foundation, not just for personal growth, but for national transformation. When I was contacted to deliver the convocation lecture, and I was given the topic, I was so excited, and I told the registrar, I'm sure I was waiting for my response, whether I would say I would be busy or I would not be available. But the truth of the matter on that day was that if you did not invite me to give this lecture, I would have come and delivered my lecture myself. Because I had created a bond with the graduating set. Am I not right? So we have a relationship. And I was waiting for the registrar to call me. So if you didn't call me, I would have come. If there was a lecturer here, I would be there doing my own lecture. So I thank you, the Pro-Chancellor and Chancellor. I thank you for this opportunity once more. The Vice-Chancellor, I say a very big thank you. I was conscious of the fact that I was coming to an academic environment. And it was going to be a bouquet of individuals. The youth, where I belong, and the elderly. And I looked for a way to mix and match the lecture. And I also knew that this is an academic environment, and a lot of grammar will have to be said. A lot of records will have to be stated. And a lot of checks will be made as you are delivering the lecture. This is the age of AI. Some people will be waiting for you at the gate and say, that figure is wrong, sir. I have checked it through AI. So I had to contact my sister, who is a doctor in entrepreneurship, Dr. Mrs. Ayodeji, that you must have an input in this thing. And the day before yesterday, I called her and I told her she had to come with me. She said, Esther, it's not necessary. I said, you must come. So that if anybody says what I said was not right, I'll point at you. Talk to her. Talk to her. So, but so far, so good. I think you did a good job. So, I will just end this lecture, 2025 Convocation lecture, by congratulating the Eagles graduating class. And the Eagles, I will also tell you that the world is waiting for you. We are waiting for you. We are waiting for your ideas. We are waiting for your energy. And we are waiting for your impact. Thank you very much.
Let's be seated. Thank you very much, sir, for the explosive session. Now we want to take a few questions. If you are bold enough, you can raise up your hand. If you are not bold enough, you can write. Asking questions of foolishness, but a sign of intelligence. So please, let's ask our questions now, and or forever hold. So do we have questions? Or is any person writing down? Ushers, can we just move into the congregation? If you have written down something, just flip it up. Oh. Okay, please, can you give him the microphone?
Thank you so much for the lecture. I really did enjoy it, especially because I'm an entrepreneur myself, although I'm just coming up. Now, okay.
Introduce yourself.
Okay.
Then.
Okay, my name is Akinyemi Oyeyemi. I'm a 7th core member of the university. I really did enjoy the lecture, especially because I'm an upcoming entrepreneur myself. Now, here's my question. I believe that making it, of course, is very hard. It's going to take a lot of time and, effort, and all that. Now, I studied billionaires in Nigeria, billionaires in dollars in Nigeria, and I discovered that there are only 4 billionaires: Dangote, Rabiu, Otedola, and then who else? Adenuga, beautiful. Now, what I discovered about them was that all of these people, they had people that pushed them. Dangote, for example, he had funding from his uncle, Dan Tata. Rabiu at the same time, he too was from Kano. He had a family, came from a rich background. Otedola, his father was a governor. Adenuga, He also came from a rich background. He studied abroad. How easy will it be for people like me from the trenches? People that are just coming down. Because I believe that, I always tell people that once you are from Nigeria, life is already leading you 1-0. If you are a man, it has become 2-0. If you are the firstborn, 3-0. If you are from a poor background, 4-0. So how do I now? So how do I now start from 4-0? You know, before I get to 4-1, 4-2, 4-3, without having any helper. Even people that are supposed to be helping me, they are still billing me. So what can you say about that, sir?
Okay, so,
please, what's his name?
Oye.
Oye.
Oye. It's a copper here.
Oye is one of the very fortunate Nigerians. He's on 4-0. Some of us started from 10-0. So he's very, very fortunate. But I remember what I said in the lecture. That please, away. Do not throw it away. You see, out of the 4 you mentioned, 2 I know so very well. Mike Adenuga, I call him Brother Mike. He had a very poor background, but I'll tell you that he got to where he is today through network of friends. So whichever way you look at it, I don't want to start mentioning names, but he used his network properly. The network alone will not work for you on its own. And that's why I always mention integrity. The network will test you. This is our friend. He does this. Let you guys go and do it. It is when you do it well, when we have confidence in you, that we continue with you. It is when you have confidence in you that I can introduce you to the next person. It is when people trusted Dangote that they started. Obasanjo came out last week. He said, I took Aligo to Tanzania. I took him to Uganda. If you didn't have trust in him, he would not take him anywhere. He would just say, okay, you think you are smart, eh? Okay, stay there. So, network, and that was why I begged everybody that if there's anybody you have offended or that has even offended you, go and meet the person before you go and tell him that if the person offended you, tell him that I'm no more offended, I'm your friend. If you can buy rice for him, buy rice and be friends. That man may have a need to mention your name in a place in future. So don't joke with network, please. It is key. So network will solve that problem. Don't worry. So many of us came from a rural and poor background.
Okay, this is a sir, somebody sent this question, and I've gotten clearance that we should take it. What do you do if you spot a problem that can be a business opportunity, but you are in a monopolized society? Can I take it again?
No, I understand. We are not in any monopolized society. We are not in a monopolized society. We have a population of over 200 million. If someone is monopolizing at the top, you monopolizing at the bottom. You have a target audience. Just target your audience. If you feel the person doing noodles, there was a time, there was an issue with the Indomie noodles that, they had captured the whole market and people were trying to demarket them. But there are 1,001 people that didn't even bother about that. They were still eating what they were doing. And even in the cement industry, if you go to Okene today, there are cement brands that you never hear their name in Southwest. And they are making their money where they are making their money. So there's no monopoly of anything. The thing about business is that you must be courageous. You must have that courage that you want to build this business. But in the midst of that courage, you must use your wisdom. If you have your courage and go and fight a Dangote, they can trash you. So the people you will fight when you are fighting monopoly, just know that you are about the same size. So that if he pushes you, if you can't push back, you can report to somebody that will help you. Yes, that's it. But there's no monopoly anywhere. There is no industry that is monopolized in Nigeria. I've not seen one. I've not seen one. The refinery that Dangote established, 650. We have 7 going on presently. In another 5 years, there will be up to 10 refineries in Nigeria. The problem with Nigerians is that we don't have the courage. We want somebody to bail the cat, then we join. That's the problem. When we went to event industry, there was nobody that could do it. Nobody wanted to do it. But the year we started it, in less than 5 years, everybody was event center. So somebody must bail the cat. That's how life is.
Thank you, sir, for that response. This is another question. He said, sir, there is a saying that if everybody is successful, that the world is going to be a disaster. Who said it? Context question. To whom? On what occasion? How do you see that, sir?
And we should not also forget that success and being successful has different definitions and has different grades, right? What I may term as being successful, somebody else may not see it as being successful. And somebody bought a Tokumbo car and he washed it. He celebrated it. And the person that he went to tell that he bought a car, his boss followed him out. And he was like, where is the car? So the guy was, when he saw the man's expression, he couldn't say this is the car, sir. Because the man was like, where is the car now? He said, you bought a car, so where's the car? He said, I will come back, sir. Because in his house, for you to take that car to that man meant that I have arrived. I must tell my boss that I have bought a car. And he drove that car and when he saw his countenance, he could not say it's my car again. He just looked at it and said, I will come back, sir. So it's different level, but the bottom line is that don't let us pursue another person's lifestyle to gauge. Otherwise, we just keep running in life. Just do what as you are doing and measure your success by your comfort, by what makes you happy, by what makes your family happy. Don't measure your success based on what any other person does. No.
So this is another. After this one, I'll have to bring up the chancellor. We have just 2 more questions to go. Sir, say from explanation, is network the only way to success?
No. No. I said it. It is not the only way, but it is key. You see, there are 2 things to me from experience. And when I say experience, I'm not only using my own case study. I also use these cases of people around me and people I relate with. I have found out that networking is key. In whatever you do, I like the gentleman's question. Because a lot of people come out and they will say that, oh, I was hardworking, I was this, I was that. They will forget to mention some salient parts that, oh, it was my daughter-in-law, it was my neighbor that gave me a note to somebody. That note, networking, grace. Then when you have that leap, integrity comes in. Because no matter how anybody is ready to help you in life, if he cannot vouch for you, that's the end. And that's why we see so many successful people dropping and failing. So networking is key. Because I say one thing all the time, that I would prefer not to know anyone in life than to know somebody and have a sour relationship with the person. Because when your name is being mentioned somewhere, somebody will say, I don't know him, but I heard that he's a good man. The person that knows you, that feels you are not good, will say, he's not a good man in his neighborhood. He will say it straight. So, networking, integrity, in the few years I've run businesses is key. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well, this question has to do with it. I can answer it. So let me just let the students know now. In your student handbook, business is not allowed. It is there in the handbook. So don't. So that's why I said I can answer it. In the handbook, business on this campus is not allowed as a student.
No.
So keep your idea. When you graduate, you can deploy your ideas. Praise the Lord. Permit me as I welcome our dear Chancellor, Bishop TAIWO ADELAKUN, to give us his closing remarks.
Please be seated. The Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, Librarian, Bossa, Principal Officers, and all students of Dominion University on one side, you are blessed to witness today. And then our Pro-Chancellor and our special guest who has given us a very thought-provoking lecture today, all our pastors on the other side. I've listened with rapt attention, and I thank God that we chose this topic, because if our graduating students are called eagles, it means we expect them to fly. We expect them to soar. That means you are not supposed to be job seekers, but creators. The certificate is supposed to prompt you to go more than your certificate. You are to be employers of labor, not union activists. Declaring what do they do? They declare strike. My mentor told me, you don't manage big to be big. You manage small to become big. That's what he has taught, we have been taught today. I know of startup businesses that are blue chip companies today. And they are fulfilling the scriptures. Though your beginning is small, your later end. Do not despise the days of little beginning. You might study biochemistry, microbiology, and God is giving you an idea in fashion designing. Pursue it. I met two young ladies in New York. They were with us in secondary school. And both of them have masters now in fashion designing. They are twins. But they were doing sciences when they were here. And they have their own clothing line. Just carve a niche for yourself. Be unique. Don't look down on the gift of that God has placed in you. Nobody is useless. Paper qualification alone will not make you successful. I can tell you the story of two men because I knew them when they were little or nothing. Jim Ovia, that started Zenny Bank, and Tony Elumelu of UBA. They started small, but doggedness, commitment has made those two banks today to stand strong. The world is waiting for visionary people. Those are the kind of people that can make difference. Not those who submit to the status quo. Our nation might not give you platform. You have to create your platform. If they are not giving you chance, you create chance. If there's no level playing ground, level your own ground. Create your own world. That is what we are saying. That's the essence of this entire lecture. Stop looking for what the nation can give to you. Ask yourself, what can I add to the nation? The copper that came here, I said, is 4-0 down. I can tell you, I was 25-0 down. I remember some decisions I made. I was number 13 out of 13 children. And the only graduate. So I decided I must go to university. Not because they were not brilliant, but maybe they didn't have enough courage to push through. And in those days, when I was in the University of Lagos, I used to tell my classmates, I'm going to go far in life. Of course, they will mock me, SU, who has lost his mind. Today we know who has mind and who do not have mind. I want to thank them. Some of them are watching now. They came together and contributed 2 million naira as their support for this university. And yeah. I want to publicly thank them today. And then Bossa, they have been asking what account they are going to pay the money to. Give them the account today before they change their mind. Network, have it? So if you find yourself down, rise up. And our guest lecturer has spoken about the importance of mentorship. We live at a time when people don't want to learn from another person. It's pride. It's a proud generation. Again, I refer to my mentor who says, what you don't know, you don't know. And you will not know except you go to those who know. And if you choose not to know, and you don't go to those who know, you will pay dearly for what you don't know. They used to tell me when I was growing in the village that what you don't know cannot kill you. Go and mistakenly take poison. You will know that what you don't know. Take the issue of apprenticeship seriously. Mentorship, take it seriously. Even in ministry. Not just in business. I value, and that is what is giving us speed here. Mentorship. I value. There's just a word that came yesterday when we went to the camp. When we entered a vehicle, and I heard that clearly. Just a word. And there are people you must set that when you look at them, they inspire you to do more. Don't be island to yourself, else you will dry up or you begin to stink. There are opportunities everywhere, except the people that are blind and cannot see. The fact that you have first class does not give you ticket to first class life. It's more than that. I remember the story of a young man who was my friend, University of Lagos. Extremely cerebral young man. Brilliant, but very, very childish. Not mature. On the day of convocation, he was to read the address. He said, I don't know what to write. Help me write it. So I wrote the address. But overnight, he lost his voice. So when they called him, I stood up. Because God told me at the beginning, when I was entering that campus, I'm going to be the best student. But because I was casting out devils, I failed courses. I ended up with second class, but not first class. And God said to me, I made you fail so that you know that you are a student, you are a Christian, you must maintain the two properly. You don't say because you pray, you will not go to class. Neither will you say because you go to class, you will not pray. That calls for balance. There are many tongue-talking failures. God will not do what you're supposed to do for yourself. There are those who will not wake up on time. And when they eventually wake up, they will say, I want to seek the face of God. You have already missed the timing for God's face. In fact, he has turned his back at you. Because there's a time for everything under the heaven. There is a future for you to create. A destiny for you to pursue. We have been told about customer service. And our guest speaker mentioned Cosmos Maduka. He will be here next year for the next graduations at some point. Because I wanted him to tell you the story of his life. How from no beginning, from no form, no comeliness. He rose up. And he kept emphasizing the place of integrity in business. If they link you with somebody and you spoil the place, you are your own. They can only introduce you to people. They cannot force you to behave well there. Again, I want to thank our guest lecturer of today for doing justice to this topic. And I believe every graduate have a copy of this. Every graduate. Let me see it. All the graduates. Right. I've also published a book because of you. I think they should go and get the books for me. Please, whoever is hearing me, bring them. That book will show you who you are. You must understand who you are. You have everything inside of you, not outside. You can subdue the outside when you know who you are from inside. It is your inside that determines the outside. But many of us are carried away by the outside. We allow the outside to subdue our inside. If Christ is inside of you, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. They will give every one of you a copy each of that book. Make sure you read it. Make sure you meditate upon it until you come to the realization of who you are indeed, that you can never fail. How can the child of God fail? Somebody is asking if everybody is a success, the world will be a success and let the other be failure. Jesus said, the poor you always have. Why should you be the poor? Why should you be the one that's poor? Greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. One more time, our guest speaker, we want to appreciate you. We want to thank you for coming to be a blessing. He has not just lectured, he has poured his heart to us. And he has thriving businesses. I don't believe in people that speak theory. If you have anything to say, let us see you doing it. Many years ago, a professor came to Nigeria, a professor of church growth, and he doesn't have a church. And he came to lecture people that are sitting on churches. I told myself, this is not a man, he's a professor at university on church growth. But we are the one on the field. I want to hear somebody on the field. That person knows what I'm passing through. Not somebody inside his office and terror. The theory is that location is very important. Is this place a location that's good? But this is where God has placed me. I don't want to come here. But the Bible says when you are young, you go to where you like. But the time comes when you are mature, you have to yield your hand and somebody else will now direct you. Just as a professor of church growth cannot touch me, church growth, because I am practically doing what he wants to talk about. He doesn't know what it takes. If we are talking about church growth, where some of the churches are located, they should not grow. But because God is involved, they are growing in leaps and bounds. Anything born of God overcoming the world. And this is the victory that overcomes the world. He just mentioned something about event halls. There was a time in this city that to get an event hall to do any function was very difficult. When I was 35, I wanted to do a birthday. They couldn't get an event center. When I was 40, a Fosa, the lawyer, came to me and said, there's an event center somewhere. And we use this event center around Mobi. Around Mobi. Some of you still remember. One small place like this. That was why it started off. Before now, the big ones, another big one. You start small, you keep scaling up. The problem of this generation is that they want to become success overnight. And there's nothing like that. There's no overnight success. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You take it step by step. The steps of a good man, they are ordered by the Lord. Those of you guys, you want to marry a rich man and become rich overnight, that means you are a commodity. If only what you have is face and you don't have brain, you are a disaster. You must add value to whosoever you marry. Not that you are not a project. One brother went to propose to a sister, and the sister said, if not because we are in the same church, this will not be happening. See my skin, can you maintain? If you are not in maintenance, a project, she is not married till today. The brother is married with children, and God has changed the life of that brother. Look for somebody you can grow together. Not that, do you have 1 million in your account? First and foremost, go and deposit 1 million before I consider you. If you behave like that, you are not my daughter. Because in the last 4 years, you have stayed with me. Some of you have stayed all your years, all your days with me. Since you were in nursery school, you have been with me since nursery school till now. I'm looking at some of your faces. You have been from daycare, nursery, primary to secondary. I am the one now to collect dowry, not you giving any man any problem. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Okay, stand up. All of you ladies, stand up. Stand up, stand up. If you are graduating and you're a lady, stand up. Shall we go to reach by? Shall be well with you. This one was born. That one was with me since nursery school. And we what she biscuits to me. Payday is come. So I'm almost there. Somebody is dodging head. I know you. Don't want me to see you. Don't give any man condition of 10 million millionaire. Go and own. You yourself look at what you can own. You must bring somebody to the table. You are not the table. Go and look for what you can bring to the table. And it's interesting to find out there are quite a number of you that the ladies here, you are the one that have first class. These boys, I don't know what is wrong with you. I don't know for you. Why is it that it's girls that have first class? We will see tomorrow. God bless you. Help me clap for them. All the boys, stand up. The males. At least I saw you have first class, eh? Good. Before you think about marriage, have work. Because marriage is responsibility. I'm telling you. You. Okay. Don't say I didn't tell you. You. Because I see you every now and then with a lady. So go and look for work to do before you settle. You marry. May God give understanding. Otherwise we'll continue. Let's finish this day. All right, we need to present this to our guest speaker. Please, can you come, our guest speaker, engineer Babalola. Dominion University Ibadan, raising generational leaders. We present to you Engineer Femi Babalola, on behalf of the third convocation, as our speaker on the third convocation lecture at Dominion University, 25th of October 2025, in appreciation of your exceptional lecture and commitment in advancing knowledge. Let them help you. Help you carry it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. God bless you.
So the next one, this
And let's go.
Thank you, Chancellor, sir. The following graduates should come out. Oreoluwa Salaudeen, Oluwa Femilo Collins Ojewole, Favor Oluchukwu Ekeke, Andrew Ogunjobi, and Triumph Olajimi. I would like to call on our Vice Chancellor to present them this certificate of service. Okay. Now, in the course of their service in this university, their studentship, they function effectively in the publicity team, right from 100 level to 400 level, taking different assignments and delivery on target. So the team has decided to give them this award to recognize their efforts taking Dominion University to the next level. So our Vice Chancellor will present them with the award.
So please, as I call your name, you come forward. Triumph Olajimi, Team Lead Graphics Designing. So this is in recognition of your valuable contribution to the publicity team. Your efforts are deeply appreciated and have made meaningful impact. So this is designed by Dr. Zion Victor Tade, the leader of your group. The next person is Oreoluwa Salaudeen, who is being appreciated for being the publicity team lead. Congratulations. And then Oluwa Femilo Collins Ojewole, publicity team lead assistant. Congratulations. Favor Oluchukwu Ekeke, team lead news and reporting. And the last but not the least, Andrew Ogunjobi, team lead videography and editing.
All right, we have come to the end of the program. For the Day Stars, next year will be your turn. For the Shining Light, 2027 will be your turn. For the Glorious Ones, 2028 will be your turn. For the Jewels, 2020, the ones that are just entered now, they are the Jewels. All right, now we are done with this afternoon's event. 100 level. Your handbook will soon be out. You will know the difference between June and July. Don't worry. Because you are the ones making noise. When VC was reading his speech, you were making noise. You have not learned our culture. So by 4 p.m., Dominion University Bombers will be playing with the, and we are going to beat you 6-0. So there's going to be a football match, a novelty match between the staff of the university and I think the graduates or the students. The graduates, we have been training very hard, and we can assure you that we are going to beat you 6-0. And tomorrow is the convocation proper. All graduates, we have told you yesterday, you must be here 9 a.m. because of the procession. Your long hair, you must tie them. You must tie the hair. After we turn your tassel to the left, you cannot lose it. And you must be properly dressed. We have given the faculty officers charge. If you are not properly dressed, you will not process. All students, you must be here present too. But you will sit under the canopy. Yes, your turn. When it comes to your turn, you will sit inside the hall. And let's be properly dressed as well. I can assure you, plenty of rice, plenty of, just come. You don't need invitation. Go to the field, you'll be well entertained. There are canopies, over 50 canopies will be lying there. Thank you, and God bless you all. Dr. Shore.
Thank you very much, Registrar. I'd like the students of Dominion University to give a standing ovation to our guest speaker today. He has been able to enlighten us and given us ideas on how to make progress. If you are 4-0 down, now you know what to do to get up. Standing ovation. Is your aunt paining you? Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very, very much. You may be seated, Dominion University student. Thank you. Just a quick one. So I looked at the solutions to social problems and I saw that Dominion University is in track. Is it in education and empowerment? We are there. Is it in governance? I think we know that we have a student representative council, and one of the reasons why some of you are putting on traditional wear today, Friday, is because they negotiated that. So yes, in governance, we are in track. Gender equality, we have a gender mainstream center in Dominion University. So gender equality, we're on track. When it comes to youth engagement, we have been doing that also. So Dominion University, we are raising generational leaders. I'd like to invite our Pro-Chancellor and the chair to the Governing Council to give us the closing prayer. Our mama, please stand up as we welcome our mama to give us the closing prayer. If you are clapping, clap very well. Clap like somebody that is healthy. Yes. Clap like a generational leader.
I said she looks like a youth. We want to say thank you very much to everybody. Thank our guest lecturer. We thank the management. We thank all the students, especially the graduating students. We are proud of you. And we know that you will do us of good and you will show this university as a showcase wherever you get to. The Lord will be with you. The Lord will strengthen you. And tomorrow is going to be a great time of fellowship in Jesus' name. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this afternoon. We thank you because you have spurred us up. We thank you because you have awakened our spirit. We thank you for this enlightenment. We thank you for energizing us. We thank you for this rejuvenation. We thank you for making us a new person. Thank you because everything we have had today will not waste. We will be products of it. That we will bring solution to this same Nigeria, and we will be proud of this nation. Father, we are grateful. We hand over tomorrow to you. We ask that your peace and your presence will be with us. And we ask that today, as we continue the event, it shall be peaceful all over in the name of Jesus Christ. Father, to you alone be all the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Can we share the grace together? The grace of